Welcome everybody. It's an hour on the East Coast till New Year's Day. I decided to go live to ring it in because one, I haven't gone live in a little bit. Two, I'm a little bored. Three, I have a little bit of scotch to drink, and kind of just want to talk about the year, like comics, movies. May have some people joining me later. This could be just me speaking into the void. It could be me speaking into the future. Um, Literally could be nothing. I see no viewers, so this is going as well as I thought it would. Um, Anywho, uh, 2022 as a whole has been a weird year. Just to kind of look back, even in film, where a movie that I really thought had no business doing well, Top Gun Mavericks, just comes in with this nostalgia bomb and blows up the cinema. And then Avatar, Way of Water, 10, 11 years later, apparently people still love that movie, or it was the fuck it, it's James Cameron. Let's watch what James Cameron's got going on. I'm one of those people. I actually haven't seen Avatar yet. It made $1 billion, which post COVID is fucking impressive and in a very short amount of time. So I'm weirdly fascinated by it and wondering like what its legs are, because Avatar was one of those movies, much like Titanic, where it just kept chugging and chugging and chugging along. Of course, Avatar also has its 3D IMAX, so that's a lot of extra money, probably $15 to $20 depending on your region per ticket. It's very interesting, and kind of going through my circle of friends, and I think for Celluloid and Scotch sometime in the future, we're going to be going ahead and doing it. Everything, everywhere, all at once. What a beautiful movie that is heartbreaking, enjoyable, fascinating, a little bit slow, but intentionally slow, where you understand why it's going. And it was a movie that came out with very little fanfare, and it was word of mouth just carrying that movie. Because I remember, like, I had a friend who was like, "Hey, like, I saw this in limited release. Like, it's really fucking good." And it just kept going. And Amazon had it recently for like $18 in 4K. So I bought it after Carlito, our unofficial third and fourth members of Celluloid and Scotch, Bearded Comic Bro, and John's Comics also were like, "Hey, let's talk about this movie." So we're going to be doing that. I imagine Miller's Crossing is going to be a movie we're going to be talking about sometime soon. Cinema, so we're at the stage of where blockbusters, I guess, are going to carry theaters. It's just how it's going to be. There are some smaller movies that did well. Terrifier 2, which had no business doing the amount of money it was doing, because I guess Bloody Disgusting was funding this in the background. Terrifier 1, probably one of the more shock value horror movies I've watched, and I fucking hate clowns. And like even it, Pennywise, like at least had a little cutesiness to him. Art the Clown has no cutesiness to it. It looks like a hobo with some like paint put on him. There's a scene in Terrifier 1 where like literally sawing a woman from vagina down. And Terrifier 2 is good, great business. And from what I understand, the movie theater by me that was showing it people were throwing up and walking out. So like that right away, I'm just like, oh well, I guess I need to see that. I didn't end up seeing in the theater, so I'm waiting for it to. The Blu-ray 4K just came out this week. As far as horror, like so, one of the more divisive movies or series in the horror genre right now, both by Ty West and both part of a series, X and the prequel Pearl. They are two of the most like divisive movies right now in the horror community, even more so than It Follows and Babadook. If you look at subreddits, you'll know what I'm talking about. So Mia Goth, who I only knew her from that movie Nymphomaniac, which fucking hated. It was just long jerk off material. Like it just basically the director like looking in the mirror jerking off to watching just not sexy porn, to be honest. And also, like, from the tabloids, Mia Goth is married to Shia LaBeouf, and there's a whole bunch of stuff with him. So X was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but the people going to the place were making a porno. So it's like Zack and Miri make a porno without the humor meeting Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Pearl is a prequel to it. So there in both movies are some decent scenes. I still think there's narrative issues in both of them, but overall, like, I fairly like it. But I do see the problems people have with them. Probably one of the standouts for this year, though, The Black Phone. Ethan Hawke is fucking fantastic in this movie. Joe Hill, Stephen King's son, wrote it, and he also writes Lock and Key and many other novels. Although Horns is one I hated with a passion. But this is the Everything Everywhere at Once, All at Once. Super good movie. I highly recommend checking it out. So weird year for horror, especially Halloween wrapping up the David Gordon Green saga. Yikes. So I understand what he was going for, but the horror community was just not having it. And I totally 100% get why they kind of rebelled against it. Um, it became at Pupil. I've said this before. If anybody hasn't watched At Pupil, fucking great movie. And it's basically a kid getting a Nazi war criminal to kind of be his bitch, I guess, so to say, and kind of threatening to turn him in if he doesn't do what he wants, and he's like making him do the march. Gandalf is in it, or Magneto, whatever you want to. I'm blanking on the actor's name at the moment. Super good movie. I hate the director, who eventually went on to make the X-Men movies. But it was interesting because it's based off just this short Stephen King story from different seasons, I believe. Worth checking out. The late Brad Renfro was in it. Very disturbing. I guess he's the protagonist, even though he's an antagonist. David Schwimmer's in it as one of his teachers. It very weird casting all around. Interesting movie though. As we've done on the show, we did Wakanda Forever. Good. I don't think it's as good as the first one. To be honest, a lot of the superhero movies this year have not been outstanding. I did really like the Batman. Black Adam was entertaining, not great. I am curious to see what we've got coming cinema-wise, because there are some blockbusters coming out. I swear they say Avatar, the third one's going to be coming out at some point. I don't know, but they did get me excited doing the press tour because Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron both came out saying that Alita Battle Angel, the sequel, is going to come out. And I am all for it. And another recommendation, weirdly, I just watched Glass Onion. Hey, Roscoe. Thank you for popping in the chat and hanging out. Happy New Year to you as well. I've got a 51 minutes. If you'd like to come on and join me, you are more than welcome to. I can drop on Instagram the link. I'm getting to the comic book content at a certain point soon. I just kind of wanted to hit a lot of things. Again, it's weird, this post-COVID world we're living in. I feel like pop culture in general has changed so much. Not to mention our lives. I'm still skittish to go to movie theaters at certain times. Where I live, there are COVID outbreaks left and right, especially in my place of employment. Feels like every other week there's an outbreak. And I mean, that could just be Florida. I don't know. Like, it's weird. I mean, shit, living in Florida right now, it's like living in Hazard County. I'm hearing fucking mortars going off left and right outside because fuck yeah, America. And it was 80 degrees today. It's almost January, 80 degrees after being 34 last weekend. It's a weird fucking place. It just is. But you know, that's nothing to do with anything right now. One of the other movies that came out, and I kind of dug it. It was weird, and Jenna Ortega has captured everybody's fascination. The Scream 5, I really like the new cast a lot. It also, and it gave us elevated horror. It has now become a terminology in horror, elevated horror. Basically, all the A24 horror movies are now called elevated horror. The Babadook, Hereditary, everything by Ari Aster basically is like elevated horror. And it's pretentious, and just like those movies, it fits perfectly. And I think them adding that to the lexicon is genius. It's almost right up there with Jamie Kennedy's from the first one, The Rules. Yeah, East Coast of Florida. I am right outside of Cape Canaveral, like literally about 5 miles outside of Cape Canaveral. It is wacky as fuck here. But yeah, 34 degrees last Saturday, Sunday for Christmas. It was interesting, definitely, because Floridians don't know how to handle weather like that very often. And it actually sleeted for a minute. We had hail. And some of my other grabs this year, now it's becoming just like a show off, but To Kill a Mockingbird is one of my favorite movies ever. It's one of my favorite books. But what drove me to love the book was Gregory Peck playing Atticus Finch. He basically became the template of what people believed a lawyer should be instead of what they actually are. And Gregory Peck is just a masterclass in this. It's worth watching if you've never watched. I had to pick up the 4K when it got released. It's a brilliant movie. It's so well acted. He adds so much humanity to the character. And then a favorite of John's comics and my friend Carl Altsteyer, Miller's Crossing. This is the Criterion edition that just came out. It was like $18, $22. I can't remember when I bought it, but we've been talking about doing this movie for a while, and it will at some point end up being done on the show. It's just getting the time to do it. And also, I guess I might as well address kind of somewhat elephant in the room. My schedule has changed with work. So I'm not exactly sure what my availability is anymore because it changed. I'm no longer doing overnight, so my set schedule is out the window. And if anybody's noticed, we haven't done an Ink Panels graphic novel book club going on almost 3 months now. And I think it's indefinitely shelved for right now. I got to a point where I was not enjoying doing the show. Gambit got very busy. Jen has some things going on and busy. Adriana has a lot going on, and it just started to get to be too much with the scheduling and trying to balance everything. And again, it was becoming less and less fun for me to do every month just because of not knowing who was actually going to show up the day of. And so I've introduced a new show. Gambit and I just did it last week, and I plan on probably keeping it going probably once a month with different guests, having them come on and talk about their favorite comics or our favorite comics. Hey, Roscoe, best of luck on your show you're going to do. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you, and Happy New Year, brother. So it's called The Comics We Love. It was a hashtag that John's Comics and I were running for a bit during the whole Black Flag Comics debacle because we wanted to get back to talking about the comics we love that we think people should talk about. So, Gambit and I did Lobo, which is one of his favorite characters, and we talked a lot about Lobo's paramilitary Christmas. And I had a lot of fun just talking with someone who loved the character. And I'm not a super fan of Lobo, but I knew enough to get by. And I got more enjoyment out of doing that show than I had in quite a while outside of doing the movie shows. And usually because Carlito and I are drunk and get into like weird discussions. And I guess I can go ahead and say this now. At the end of January or somewhere around there, the Longbox Paradox is coming back in a new form. It's going to be monthly, and I'm still trying to get Jen to join us on it. But my co-host will be Tessa is a Nerd from the IG community. She did Celluloid and Scotch for Zodiac with myself and John. So it's going to be talking about new comics, old comics, our collecting, and just it's going to be a mishmash of everything. And she kind of knows how to roll with how random I am at this point. So I'm excited to kind of announce that. I think this is the first time I really talked about it outside of texting with her and messaging Jen. But I'm really happy to do that and get back to doing more comic book content because I noticed it kept falling to the side more and more. Um, and I think a lot of that had to do with just stuff in life happening. It's weird. I was on overnights for 3 years in exile for some bullshit at work. And now going back to days, it's well, not even days. Like I'm still working like 2:30 p.m. to 11, but it's a weird change. My cat hates it. Like he's miserable because he got used to over 3 years getting fed the same time every day. Um, but once I get my schedule figured out, and it could change again, but I have a little bit more flexibility than I had before. I'll probably end up doing more shows with the Comic Book G Spot because I'll get home on Saturdays at midnight, and he's usually going at 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's a fun show if you haven't watched his Saturday shows. They're late night. Like I think the last time I was on till 4 in the morning with Carlito. And so we're back to comics now. I'm falling more and more out of love with the big two. And again, like Spider-Man, one of my favorite characters, his book is fucking repugnant right now. Like I hate it. It pains me to read it every month. Daredevil still ends up being on my top books every month. Philadelphia, everybody who tunes into this channel or hears Jen and I talk knows that Rodney Barnes is one of our favorite people, and the book just keeps getting better and better. And now he's killing people off like every issue, 2 major characters back to back now. And it's hard not to support someone as great as he has and who gave, 2 schmucks across the nation the chance to just randomly on Twitter come on and let us interview him. And like, we ended up becoming like kind of like friends, sort of. And he's one of those guys. If watch our old interviews with him, because we talk philosophy, life, the things with generational trauma, why therapy is a good thing, retail therapy. We've run about everything, and I think it's a healthy conversation to have. And I really still think the mental health stigma and trauma stigma and just even going to therapy, because I remember when I started having to go to therapy, I remember my mom thinking that I was just completely damaged and weak because I couldn't handle stuff. And that was what was bred into me, is that it made you a weak person for going. But I'm such a more evolved person at this point for going, and just talking out things and kind of getting a different perspective. And I know it's all weird to even talk about that, but especially on New Year's. But I do know that there's people around the holidays who struggle, and there's no shame in it. There's no shame at all. Um, so, comic book wise, I have started now running with, trying to collect the ROM series, 75 issues plus, I think, 2 or 3 annuals. I've got about 10 of the major ones right now, and then trying to fill in between. One being the most expensive out of them. Usually the final issues run a little bit. I think it's running like $10. But I had to abandon trying to collect the Tomb of Dracula because every issue jumped too high out of my price range. But as for top books of 2022, Deadly Class ended as amazing as I always hoped it would. It is one of my favorite books. It has been for a while, and Remender fucking nailed it. And I've been let down by a couple of his endings, not in the Low in particular bummed me the fuck out. There's another book that I have been reading. Oh crap! I just finished. Oh, Do a Power Bomb. This is a book I thought was going to be stupid, and ended up almost making me fucking cry at the end. And it's shocking, but I shouldn't be, because Daniel Warren Johnson is just an amazing writer and artist at this point. His Beta Ray Bill series is just amazing, and Wonder Woman Dead Earth. You can hear Jen in earlier episodes just going berserk about that book and how great it was, and how it's the Wonder Woman book for her. What was Little Monsters by Dustin Nguyen and Jeff Lemire has been another one that I have been enjoying this year. I have also the Miracle Man relaunch. I did pick up the omnibus, and I ended up having to laugh because they removed Alan Moore's name from every one of them, and it's just the original writer titled in the credits page. And that to me is just, I'm not surprised because it's Alan Moore, but it's like this weird fucking pettiness too with it that I dig so much because it's so Alan Moore. And this is the same guy who supposedly was in a magical war with Grant Morrison, and I adore it. I just do. Some other ones that I did enjoy. Nita Hawes' Nightmare Blog. It's Ronnie Barnes, so yes, I've been reading it. Another book that I gave it another pass. It's been about a year and a half on since. The Other History of the DC Universe by John Ridley. So when it originally came out and reading it issue by issue, month by month, there were some parts that stood out. Reading it now, it's so damn good. Like, I don't know if it was just the COVID malaise, because a lot of this was coming out mid-lockdown, and I mentally just wasn't in for this depressing stuff. It's super good. It really is. Also, books that are better than they should be. The Predator relaunch from Marvel is really good. Like, it's better than it should be. And then we're going to go into here with books that people love that I don't get why, unless. So I have a theory that people love Power Rangers, and thus they like this book Radiant Black and its whole universe, because it's weird, like people getting super armor that gives them powers and stuff. I just don't love this book, and I am happy that my friend John's Comics with Kids did not enjoy it either. But a book that I did love was by Terry Moore, written and art by. It's called Serial, and it is about a serial killer who is killing and then taking little little trinkets from the people they kill, and it's a mystery trying to catch the person, and it's very self-contained, and I love it. Sorry, I get a text. Sorry. And I thought it was just so well written, and it's weird because our protagonist is kind of looks like a little girl, but she's actually way older. And there's also an adorable dog that she has that was a killer at one point. The Star Wars Darth Vader continues to be a very solid book, and some of the um, the Crimson Rain or whatever, the Crimson Dawn. I can't even remember what the fuck this storyline was. Not bad, not great though either. I did start reading Vanish by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, and I've liked it, but I also feel at the same time it's kind of ripping off Rising Stars by J. Michael Straczynski. Another book that I have enjoyed is the Jessica Jones Variants book, which is by Phil Noto with Gail Simone writing. Gail Simone's one of my favorite writers, and I have a very interesting history with her as a writer that I'm not going to really go into, but something she had written at one point, I was not in a good place mentally, and for some reason it was the one thing that made me laugh and kind of snapped me out of the mental condition I was in at the time. So in a way, she kind of saved me. You know, it's a weird way of describing. What's it? Oh, shit. What was the book? I have not read the Wildcats relaunch yet. I keep staring at it, looking at it, wanting to read it, and I always go into these weird places with it because there's been really good stories, and then there's been really fucking horrible stories. Or then you start getting into a story and they cancel it, or it just never comes out again. So I got the first two digitally, and I haven't read them yet, and I don't know when I'm gonna get to it because I'm just kind of about it. One of the books that Jen and I hated when it came out, that Texas Blood by Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips. The first run of it, I did not like. Her and I both didn't like. And the last 2 or 3 storylines have been great, especially this last one with the Red Queen killer during a blizzard was fucking phenomenal. It's one of those books now that I was like, this is the perfect example of give the first 5 issues a try, and then if you're not hooked, drop the book. And this was one of them that like I was borderline gonna drop, and all of a sudden it got really good. Something That's Killing the Children has been still steadily, consistently good. I also was reading Once Upon a Time at the End of the Earth, issue 1. I ended up really liking a lot. Punisher has been good by Jason Aaron. I have enjoyed that. Noctera has been still steadily decent. Nightwing, also a pleasant surprise that I kept expecting it to fall off randomly out of the blue, and it stayed fairly good. I think the last issue I read was with I think it's Heart Takers, the villain giving his secret origin in the annual. Um, the X titles though have fallen off for me. I'm not as like rabid with them, and I don't know if it's just too many titles now or what it is, but I'm just kind of blah on a lot of it. Lovesick by Luana Vecchio has been really good. I didn't quite love the other series that she did, but this one I have dug, especially with the whole almost like a crazy OnlyFans, except she like does snuff films with her killing her fans, and people like want to be part of her live streams getting killed. It's weirdly it's super interesting, fascinating. Ice Cream Man still has been coming out, and it stays pretty steadily decent. There's been some bombs. GCPD, I have liked. Batman the Knight, I thought was really good. The Doctor Strange Klee story, I have liked recently. Um, the regular Batman title by Chip Zdarsky, I feel, is just rehashing shit. I don't know. Like it feels like it's doing an animated series episode with this failsafe character robot thing, and I'm just not hooked on it. Unlike with his Daredevil story, which just completely just sucked me in. This one's not doing it for me. The Rom V one going on the other. Hello, Inja. I'm so happy to see you, and Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you for seeing me ramble by myself right now. I thought some other people were going to be joining me, but I'm just speaking into the void right now. The Creepshow book by Image has been weird. I believe Island Boy Manuel, as we're calling him now. Manny's different perspective. He always changes what he's going by on Instagram. Him and I both were like, "Why is Creepshow good? Like, this is better than it should be." And I'd highly recommend picking it up. Like, at least the first issue I thought was fantastic. Um, the House of Slaughter, Book of Slaughter side things for also Something's Killing the Children has been good. I just started watching Chainsaw Man, the anime. It's hard fitting it in when I can because I always want to just sit and binge every anime I watch, and I'm trying to like dole it out a little bit at a time, and it's super hard for me. And I'm so behind on so many anime, and it's killing me. Boruto, yes, I am a Naruto nerd, and I am so behind on that. I'm seasons behind on One Piece. I'm probably never going to catch up. Um, and Hunter x Hunter is another one. I'm behind on Demon Slayer. I'm so far behind. Trying to think what was the last one I caught up on. I think Blade of the Immortal is the last one I watched fully. And My Hero Academia. I did catch up on that, or at least as much as was on Crunchyroll. I forget what the other one was that Crunchyroll just absorbed. Yeah, I wish I could watch more TV. Like, I just finally finished Andor on Disney Plus, and I need to start Willow. Haven't started House of the Dragon, which is weird because I'm a huge Game of Thrones nerd, and I've read the books that House of the Dragon's based on. But the Game of Thrones finale has still left a stain on my soul so deep that I don't want to go back and go into that universe again because I'm still so mad at how fucked up the ending was. So Andor and Rogue One might still be my favorite stuff since the original trilogy. Just Andor was so well directed and well acted, and Rogue One for some reason just hit every like nerd spot in me. And plus Felicity Jones is just I love her dearly, and I'm sad that we missed out after Amazing Spider-Man 2, her becoming Black Cat. And for those that don't know, Inja and Sheena are doing manga discussions on Instagram. So if you're not following them, please go ahead and follow them. They're always interesting to hear them go in on some of the stuff. And anytime Fresh Princess gets involved, the shit talking starts, and I am here for it all the time. Also, a late happy birthday to Fresh Princess. She's probably not going to see this, but anyway, I'm putting it out there just in case. So shit, I went completely off topic and just rambled my way to doom. Shit. Why am I so sidetracked all the time? Oh, I know why. Because I've been playing video games more than anything else. So for those that don't know, I am a huge Destiny 2 nerd. I play that way more than I should, and I've been playing the shit out of God of War Ragnarok. And on top of that, like slowly waiting for Starfield to come out. I know that's not coming out for a long time. There's a couple of other games on my list that I am waiting on. And I always buy all these games, and then I sit there and say I never have enough time to play them. And there was nothing more entertaining to me than listening to Inja complain on Instagram about Elden Ring. And Elden Ring is one that like I picked up and I've barely played because I started playing Phantasy Star Online 2 on Xbox because it's free, and I wish I had never done that because the customization in that game is incredible, that you can make yourself look like a Gundam. So what am I looking forward to in 2023? Well, there is a really dumb movie that I want to see for the train wreck quality of it. And oh god, Cocaine Bear. I need to see Cocaine Bear. I read up what Cocaine Bear is about, and just the title alone makes me need to see Cocaine Bear. I need Cocaine Bear. And then finding out that Cocaine Bear is stuffed in a museum. This bear got into a couple of pounds of cocaine and went on a rager. This is a true story. It's like if you Google Cocaine Bear, it's gonna come up. In the museum, Cocaine Bear is wearing gold chains. Not even fucking kidding. Just Google it. Scream 6 will be coming out. I'm in for it, especially this could be the Jason in Manhattan that we never got. It was Jason on a boat. It looks like Ghostface is actually in, Brooklyn, but not Manhattan, but still Brooklyn. Shazam could be a shit show. I'm kind of interested in seeing that. Dungeons and Dragons is another shit show that could be good. It could be terrible. I'm kind of in for it though. Super Mario Brothers movie, I will watch. Just it could be goofy funny, it could be terrible. I don't know. I'm in for it though. The trailer was interesting. Renfield, I 100% need to see because Nicolas Cage is playing Dracula. And you're probably thinking, well, why the fuck is Nicolas Cage playing Dracula? Because Nicolas Cage can play fucking Dracula. And I am one of those like Nicolas Cage truthers where even when he's bad, he's great because like he's 100% trying. There was a How Did This Get Made episode on with the directors of Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, who also made the Crank movies. And they talked about like telling Nicolas Cage, hey, like we need you to do something crazy. Like, well, I don't know how much crazier I can get. I've done just about everything. I'm excited. Like I 100% will watch the shit out of this. Evil Dead Rise. I'm again excited. I'm an Evil Dead fan. I did like the 2013 version. I've talked about ad nauseum. Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania. I'm curious about because, as we talked about, my feelings on the rest of the Marvel movies that have come out recently have been not the best. Megan, Crazy Robots. I'm there for it, especially if they're like weirdly doing that single white female shit. but it's a girl getting a robot to be her protector, and it starts becoming sentient and killing people. There was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Supposedly May 5th. We'll see if that holds up. Fast and the Furious 10, Fast X. Because why the fuck not? Like, if we're not racing Guardians of the Galaxy soon, or Rocket Raccoon appearing in these, then I don't know what the point of these Fast movies are. The internet's favorite movie to hate on, The Little Mermaid, May 26th, allegedly. I'm curious because, I mean, we all know there's a lot of fucking racists who I don't know why they're so pissed about a mermaid going from a ginger to a woman of African American descent. It's just people being pissy to be pissy, just to complain into the void of the internet. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I hope it can only be even a fraction as good as the Edge of Spider-Verse. Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I love Beast Wars. Beastmaster was a really bad movie from the 80s. Predacons, Terracons, the Maximals. I'm very hesitantly excited about it. I don't know who is directing it, which scares me because I just don't know. The Flash movie, which is, I guess, going to be the send-off of the DCEU, because everything's getting changed, demolished, rebooted, retconned, whatever you want to call it. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. This might be the movie that puts the franchise down for good. Another Insidious movie. I don't think we needed it, but sure, what the hell? It made some money. Mission Impossible, I'm kind of excited for. The trailer was good. The one I'm super excited for, though, Oppenheimer. I'm a Christopher Nolan fan. Cillian Murphy is playing Oppenheimer. Robert Downey Jr. is in it. Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Gary Oldman, Jack Quaid, Rami Malek, Kenneth Branagh, and Florence Pugh. At some point, also, we're going to get Dune, the second part, with Florence Pugh playing my favorite character from the Dune books, who's barely in the books, so my expectations are very tempered. The Marvels, with Kamala Khan, Monica Rambeau, and Carol Danvers, that's supposed to come out. Turtles Mutant Mayhem. It's an animated reboot, so right away I think it's going to be better than all the live actions we've gotten. And I'm going to apologize to everyone now. The Meg 2 is coming out, called The Trench, and I established it quite a bit. I may have a man crush on Jason Statham because he's so fucking unfunny, yet they keep putting him in roles to say humorous things. As soon as he did that one trailer where he said that he was a marine biologist, I was fucking in. He's back as rescue diver Jonas Taylor in this mega-powered sequel. After dealing with a thought-to-be extinct megalodon in the first movie, Taylor must now contend with another prehistoric monster, the Chronosaurus. Original Meg star Clifton Curtis and Paige Kennedy return as well. The Haunted Mansion with Jared Leto starring in it and Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't even know what the fuck to think of that. The Blue Beetle movie that has been talked about for, 3 years. The Equalizer 3. Equalizer 1 was not expected to be as good as it was. Part 2, diminishing. Like, it's almost like taking Denzel's moved into the dad action movie part of his career. The Expendables 4. There's a movie no one was asking for. The Kraven the Hunter movie starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. Like, whatever. Like, okay. The Exorcist reboot, something we didn't need. Saw number 10. 10. 10. Because we haven't had enough death traps. Dune Part 2, supposedly November 3rd. We'll see. Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And Wonka. Starring Timothy Chalamet as Willy Wonka. So we're going to have Twink Wonka in this with Keegan-Michael Key's in it. So already I know it's going to be great. Color Purple reboot, because I don't think we needed that. Untitled Ghostbusters sequel. Again, probably didn't need that. And Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the farewell to Aqua Bro. And that is mostly what we've got coming back in cinema. And the Barbie movie, I have a feeling is going to weirdly make a lot of money just from people with the nostalgia goggles and also the watching a train wreck happen. At least that's what I'm anticipating, at least a little bit. So I think I've talked into the void enough. I've been going on for 46 minutes. I'm probably not going to make it to midnight. I thought I was going to have some people on with me, and I didn't quite get there. The fact I've been able to ramble on for about 47 minutes is pretty amazing. So I'm going to wrap this up and thank everybody who just stopped in to say hi. Catches this at a later date. In the new year, let's hope for better things, better behavior by people, our peers, more empathy to others. And if you haven't talked to someone in a while and you know they're struggling, just stop in, say hi. It might mean the world to them. Just might not mean anything to you, but a minute of your time. But to them, it might mean something. I have a friend who is struggling right now and going through it. And they were there for me quite a bit when I was going through my problems. Okay, well, Carlito just messaged me. I guess he's going to be on shortly. So I guess this is an ending. Wow, this was one of the weirdest wrap-ups ever. Pardon me for a minute. Sorry. Sorry. I know this is super interesting. Okay, so again, I don't know who's here, but if anybody's got any questions or anything they want to put out there that they want to talk about, like, go ahead, throw it out there in the chat. Fuck it. Let's open it up. Let's do some things. And even if it's a recommendation for movies you think we should do on celluloid and scotch, I am down for it. I'm down for a lot of things, apparently. Mostly the Meg Part 2 with Jason Statham, because that's where I'm at. Great, Carlita's in the chat posting boxes. Whew. Whew. And we are 10 minutes away from the ball dropping in Times Square. I am still drinking the Balvenie double wood, which I just found out there is one called the American Toast. My former boss sent me a picture of it earlier. It is the sweet toast of American oak. And he had that in the 14-year Caribbean cask. And the sweet toast of American oak is a 12-year. And Um, at some point, I'm gonna end up killing this bottle. It's getting there. I haven't even gotten to the smoke wagon yet. I wanted to kill this before I got into that. I'll save that for everything, everywhere, all at once, because that's gonna be a long conversation when we get to that one. And Carlito's eating and not actually like in the stream. Uh, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Carlito, favorite movie of the year? He's just gonna drag this fucker out. Oh, you know, um, see, this is the excitement you come for. Now we have something for you to wait to tune into. I already know what his pick's gonna be. It's gonna be close though. And Christopher Nolan didn't put out a movie this year, so we don't have to worry about it being Christopher Nolan, unless it's the Oppenheimer trailer and that's his favorite movie of the year. Which I'm gonna be honest, the Oppenheimer trailer made me want to see it even more than I did before. Um, always the acting talent that Nolan brings into this is always phenomenal, and that has not changed one bit. And Cillian Murphy, if nobody has seen Red Eye, he is one of the scariest motherfuckers in the world in that movie. And Rachel McAdams, I think it's one of her best roles. And honestly, she hasn't really been in a fantastic amount of movies. I mean, like, she's been in movies that are, like, pop culture wise have been big, but as far as like performances, not so much. Um, so everybody's deciding to text at one time. Yes. I'm probably going to be opening day in IMAX sitting by myself because I don't think a lot of people are going to go see that movie about the guy who invented the bomb and who also was quoted the Shiva, god of death. Yes, his famous quote is, "Now I am become death, destroyer of worlds." It's a line from the Bhagavad Gita when the bomb first dropped. It was interesting. And Oppenheimer is one of those interesting characters where he knew what he was doing was terrible. And shit, there was so the Scream 6 trailer dropped for those, or I guess it was more of a teaser. It was just enough. The sad thing is, I think they really were trying to capitalize off of the Wednesday Jenna Ortega popularity, and in some degrees they succeeded because, you know, there's shot of her front and center, but I don't think they showed enough of her if they were trying to get her audience now into going to see that movie, whereas she was front and center more and more in Scream 5, especially the opening scene. And also, like, Wednesday, decent. Like, it's fun. It's a very fun show. I was not expecting it. Especially when you contrast it to that horrible fucking Monsters Rob Zombie movie that came out that I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Like, it's just bad. Like, it's shot poorly. And even so, like, a lot of stuff with his movies I can complain about, but usually it's shot pretty well. This was shot poorly. I'm sure he didn't have a budget to work with. Universal's like, oh, fuck you here. Here's a bit of money. Like, do something with it. Jesus Christ. There was something else coming out. I don't remember. I know this again. If this show seems like a shit show, it is because I literally planned this last minute. I was just like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna ring in the new year and have some people on or just talk to the audience. But I realized COVID's not happening this time, and more people are involved in doing other shit. I did notice that this past year, streaming movies were a bigger thing for me. In particular, I mean, Hulu busting out with Prey and then the Hellraiser during Halloween. Those were big fucking movies. Especially Prey. Prey probably is easily in my top 10 of this past year. We are 2.5 minutes from midnight here, and it being New Year's. So January movies coming out. Megan is one. The Pale Blue Eye. Yo. What's up?
What up?
Yo. Okay, so we are 2 minutes away from midnight here on the East Coast. What is your reveal?
My reveal?
Yes, your movie of the year.
I don't know. Let's see here. I really like Tom Cruise a lot, but I'm gonna have to go with Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
I talked about it earlier, how that was a movie that it had a limited release and just like word of mouth. It was like, hey, like this movie's good. Like, I don't know why people aren't talking about it more. And it was a little bit of everything. Like, well, yeah, the title.
Pun
But
intended.
It had heart to it. It was also heartbreaking. There was action. There was adventure. The slow parts were intentional. It wasn't, just dragging. It was part of how you do it. And I don't know if my clock's behind.
I gotta finish off this Calumet 14 out of my decanter so I can put the 16 in there this year. Probably won't finish it off tonight, but I'm getting closer. I think it's I don't think that decanter's fully sealed because I think the alcohol is kind of evaporating.
Oof.
Or maybe I didn't seal it last time. I don't know. There's also a huge gap there, so I don't know.
I almost bought one of this. I almost bought one of those $200 bottles of liquor that I showed you the other day.
Oh yeah.
Because there was the one I was just fascinated about. Happy New Year, everybody! It is midnight here on the East Coast.
Oh, Happy New Year, East Coasters!
Carlito will be following shortly behind in another hour. To everybody who is with us, who no longer with us, may you find your place in Valhalla and the Rainbow Bridge. There's been a bunch in the community that have passed recently, and my thoughts, prayers go out to your families, your loved ones, and to all those who are with us still, to your safety and your family and your loved ones as well. Salut.
Salute.
And I hate mentally. I hear Salute, and I'm like chug. So what? I know we were gonna do everything everywhere all at once. I'm in high eights, mid nines for it, roughly.
Nice.
And again, I think it's one of those beautiful things of when you're not expecting much from a movie,
Yeah.
where you have no expectations going in. And I think that was the thing with Top Gun. With is it going to be a nostalgia bomb or is it going to be actually good?
I just figured Top Gun would be like,
I thought it was going to be a bromance again.
yeah. I mean, I figured I knew what I was gonna get. Like, it's probably just gonna be like the first one, but it was actually better. I thought.
Miles Teller, like I don't think people give him enough credit for how good of an actor he is because he did all this schlock teen shit growing up.
Yeah.
But listen, anybody if watch Whiplash,
I haven't
and
seen that yet. I need to watch that.
you will see an actor go through it. Like I honestly felt like he was mentally abused during it.
I saw that on a couple lists of like top 10 underrated movies or something. I think it might have been that list I sent you from
It probably was.
some film connection, or I can't remember.
So that's one of those movies that the critics loved it, but I don't think a lot of people watched.
I didn't think John liked it. Did he like it?
John, because how abusive it was. Because J.K. Simmons is a bully. He's abusive. He's a fucking monster in it, and he plays it to perfection. So it's a movie you'll watch once, and it will linger in your brain. You won't want to watch it again.
Kind of like Schindler's List.
Yeah.
It's a tough. I don't think I have watched that since it first came out. Actually,
I haven't. Schindler's List, Avatar, Martyrs. Those are my one and dones.
Dude, I need to get Martyrs. I need to see that once, for sure.
Did you end up watching the Chadwick Boseman Get On Up movie?
No, I don't know if I tried to look for it or not, but if I did,
because I told you it was on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I don't have Netflix, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I haven't had it since July, so.
James Brown, they did like a biopic on him, but Chadwick Boseman was playing him.
Yeah,
so
was John on that show with us?
Yeah, he was. So there's parts of it. I'm not gonna lie, I started tearing up at the end because there's a part where James Brown had a falling out with one of his early childhood friends who was in the group, Bobby Bird. And there's a part where Bobby Bird's there with his wife at one of the concerts, and he starts singing the song they originally wrote when James Brown started, and was like basically singing almost to him in the crowd.
Man.
And they show his friends start crying. And I'm just sitting there going, motherfucker. Like, they even have the part where James Brown's like high on fucking cocaine when he gets stopped by the cops. I
remember you saying that, yeah.
They start the movie with that, and everything after that's like, well, we already saw that. Like, where the fuck do you go?
Awesome.
What was your surprise movie of the year?
Probably Everything Everywhere All at Once. Because by the time I saw it, it had been so hyped up, and everybody was talking about it. It was on their best ofs and blah blah blah.
It was weird. Everybody talked about it, then nobody talked about it, and then it started going on sale.
Well, I mean, as far as everybody in the film community, like
yeah,
us, any people outside, like I don't know if they really saw this movie. I mean, I know it did okay, but like I don't think
you had to be a film nerd to know about it being out there.
Yeah, because even I didn't see. I don't think I maybe saw a couple marketing things for it way back, but like I don't think it was marketed that hard. So
no, because it was limited release, and then you had to work to see it, and that should have been a sign to me that if you have to work hard to see a movie, it's probably worth it. If people are talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually.
I'd say my surprise movie of the year. had to have been probably Prey, which John finally watched, and he was like, "Man, this was good."
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, for me, Prey, like I thought, well, it can't be any worse than The Predator, so I had low expectations going in for that just because of The
I
Predator. So
I did too, and like I immediately fell in love with the actress.
yeah, she's awesome.
Um, and the other one that surprised me, and I shouldn't have been that surprised, but Glass Onion might have been better than Knives Out.
I don't know if that means anything to me or not. I wasn't a huge fan of Knives Out. I thought it was okay.
So I took it as like an Agatha Christie movie, basically. Ed Norton is in the sequel, and he's basically Elon Musk, which makes it even weirder.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Not really. Oh.
No?
No. Like
Okay.
it's pretty out there.
Because I saw someone tweet about how it was ironic that the evil guy in Glass Onion was Elon Musk type character.
Sort of. Daniel Craig, he is good, but he weirdly sometimes plays understated when he shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever seen Road to Perdition when he was in that?
Yes.
Jesus.
So, did you ever see Munich with him and Eric Bana?
Was that a George Clooney thing?
No. Munich was the one about the Olympic bombings, where the Israelis sent this counter-terrorist organization to kill the bombers.
I'm not sure if I saw that or not. I mean, I know I've heard of it, and
it was pretty intense. I mean, it came out at like a year before Argo.
I'm guessing I probably didn't because I didn't see Argo. There were a couple of years there where I was like too entrenched in work where I kind of missed out on a lot of films like Argo and Munich and stuff.
Daniel Craig and Layer Cake was good.
Like that Hotel Rwanda and a bunch of other stuff. Like,
yeah,
there's a span of years where I just missed like a bunch of films. So,
God, Hotel Rwanda. Oh boy, God, that's a movie like I regret watching, and it's just because it's out there to make you feel bad.
Sure, I'm sure, yeah.
And like Blood Diamond was another one I remember watching. That like by the end of it, I was like, oof.
I did not see that either.
So there's a movie I just saw again recently, and I forgot how much I enjoyed it. The Big Short.
That's pretty good.
With Christian Bale was fucking great.
Pretty classic.
I weirdly ended up watching that and Wolf of Wall Street within 24 hours of each other. Wolf of Wall Street, I forgot how much I love the scene where Jonah Hill's choking on the bologna. And Leonardo DiCaprio is like beating on him to get him to fucking cough it up.
I just checked your Instagram message.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
I literally was getting ready to go off the air when you.
I started watching you, and I'm like, oh man, it seems like he's getting ready to shut down here.
Yeah, because there was like nobody watching. I was just like, man, I'm fucking just ranting into the air. Like
everybody's making out for the new year.
Jen said she wasn't in any state to be on air, so yeah, she's having a rough time. I announced that Tessa and I will be doing a once a month show.
Oh, sweet. Like movies, comics, or
so I always say it's going to be one thing and it turns into 5 other things. So she already knows that. Trying to get Jen to be part of it because it's basically bringing my old show back.
Yeah, I thought monthly. You guys had I could see some good chemistry going on for the show that you could do. So
yeah, because Tessa was like, well, fuck it, let's do it. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I just threw this out here thinking you were going to say no.
No way, man.
But I was like, I'm glad you know how I roll now on these shows. She's like, yeah, I'm aware.
So back to Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but
Yeah,
yeah, like
because Bearded and John are third and fourth Beatle.
yeah, yeah, or like our eighth wheels, seventh and eighth wheels.
I don't know, like
Just kidding.
is is uh
Fire Guy's our third wheel for sure.
is John Dean Martin? Or
I think John's more Jerry Lewis.
up for leaving, a nice lady.
And Bearded is like Don Rickles.
I feel like that's Fire Guy Ryan.
No, I think Fire Guy's more like
So Don Rickles in that movie Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald.
Oh my god, dude.
There's a scene in it
Jeez.
where he owns a movie theater and he goes off script.
It's just
and just starts ripping into him and Artie Lang from the Stern Show. And Bob Saget's directing it, and he had to stop it. He's like, "Hey Don, don't insult the actors." And like I said, "Hey Don," finally said, "Fuck it, just go." But he starts out going, "Look at you, you baby gorilla," and then like puts his ear up to his stomach and starts like doing the crank up telephone. He goes, "Do you hear that? That's ice cream calling, big guy."
fucking Rickles, man.
And he looks at Norm Macdonald. He goes, "You, why don't you go live up in the mountains and I don't know, play with some moths?"
Yeah, for a couple of years I was looking for that on Blu-ray, but it's been out of print, so it's super dumb expensive online. And of course, now that Norm Macdonald's gone, I'm sure it's even worse. But I do that. Sometimes I'll watch clips of Rickles and Craig Ferguson just because those two going back and forth, like holy shit.
There's some of the old Friars Club roasts with Rickles just ripping.
Look who's in the house.
So Film Age, we've been talking about favorite movie of the year. Throw yours up, bro.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, so I wanted to continue my thoughts on Everything Everywhere All at Once, just real quick, like quick summary. Emotional roller coaster, but I will say I wasn't completely sold until a certain thing happened, and we can talk about that in detail.
We'll do it when we do the show.
But like
Bearded,
when it hit me, holy shit, dude! I was not expecting it because I was just like, all right, this is cool, this is fun, like along for the ride, and then I was like, oh fuck. So yeah,
and those are movies I love when it kind of surprises you.
Me too, man. Me too.
And I can go on about it, but it's the thing I love about film. The ones that hook you in and take you on those emotional roller coasters or give you that sense of wonder.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh.
So I've heard a lot of people say Nope was their favorite movie. And I appreciate the work he's doing. I don't think he's quite the genius everybody is making him out to be.
I'm not sold yet, but I mean, it was decent. It was good. I mean, I'm not going to argue against it, but yeah, I've seen it in like top fives and stuff, and I'm just like, it didn't make my top five. But I mean, the first half of that movie, holy shit, I was fucking into it. But
I will say I'm the same asshole who like was out there like on the streets telling people to see Alita Battle Angel.
Oh, dude.
Knowing people weren't gonna fucking understand what they were. That is my favorite thing of this tour of Avatar, where James Cameron is being very vocal with Robert Rodriguez saying it's happening, the sequel. I don't know when.
That's probably my favorite part of any sentence that has Avatar in it is what you just said.
Yeah, because like he came out and said, "Oh no, the script's done." Like,
God damn. Well, and I heard someone, maybe it was Cameron already, but I know he was talking about it before. Like, yo, we've got a script and blah blah. But I think COVID, whatever. And by the way, YouTube must hate your channel because I don't get notifications even though they're turned on. So
I'm pretty ratioed.
yeah.
Also, I did learn something pretty strong.
Uh-oh.
So if you use any expletives in the
Hmm.
first minute of your live show, they ratio you.
Did you
Also,
use this one? I mean, I
I
know normally I
we
do,
curse
but
constantly. Um,
see, I thought Get Out was okay, but I would say I like Get Out better than Nope.
so I like the beginning of Us, and then when it turned into that other part in the second half, I stopped hating it.
I was not a fan of Us.
So when it was a home invasion movie, I
Whoa,
liked it.
that's a hot take. Holy crap.
So I'm gonna
Wow.
do some Cameron
Have you
stuff
seen Way
that
of Water?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to say something that I know people get upset about. I hated the fucking Abyss. I hated that fucking movie with a passion. And they put out a
I'm just
longer
kind of
version of The
on it.
Abyss.
I'm not really, I don't know, either way.
There were truthers with that movie that surprised the fuck out of me. Like I did not see it coming back because I slandered it one day in a film discussion. They're like, James Cameron's The Abyss is a fucking masterpiece. How could you
I
do Ed
mean,
Harris? I was like, who the fuck cares about Ed Harris?
oh, I mean, Ed Harris is, I love Ed Harris, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I always get shit because I hate Avatar. Like, I give respect and props to the technology at the time, but other than that, I thought it was an average, actually subpar plot and script, and like I don't know, it was just okay. And I never saw it after I saw it in the theater, ever, and I would never buy it.
I saw it in the theater
Self
once.
masturbatory mess. Oh my god.
So my big thing was who's going to care about it 10 years later? And then I started thinking, oh, it's curiosity. Because when Cameron puts out a movie, everybody's like, well, fuck, like what technology wise has he done?
I gotta be honest though, I think Film Age is on to something as far as like if you listen to the interviews that Cameron's done over the last 10 years, he's kind of been self masturbatory anyway. But I
I
know
will.
everybody holds him up on this pedestal, which technically speaking, I think he deserves it. But as far as story wise and like movies, I
Did
don't
you ever
know.
watch that South Park
But
episode that they did with James Cameron in it? Where he goes underwater looking for the bar and how
uh-uh.
low it is so he can raise it. And he plays theme music going, there
Oh
goes
my
Jim
god.
Cameron.
That sounds
Every time he
super
gets in the
funny.
ship and dives, he has his crew start playing his own theme music.
I'm gonna watch that this weekend for
It's
sure.
called Lowering the Bar. Cartman fights Honey Boo Boo in it.
Oh my god.
It's the best part of having HBO Max because all the South Park episodes are on there now.
Honey Boo Boo. Didn't she pass away or did her mom pass
No,
away?
no, still alive. I think got stomach surgery.
Hmm.
Um, so I will say James Cameron did one thing that I did like. Going back to Alita Battle Angel, he stepped back and let Robert Rodriguez take all the credit for it.
Well, I thought he was too busy trying to make the Avatar sequels
Avatar,
or
he
something.
was, but like he
Yeah.
during promotion for it, he just let this is Robert's movie. Like I gave him the technology; it's Robert's movie. But that movie does not work without Rosa Salazar and how emotive she was. So I'm just gonna say that Rosa Salazar
Wow.
was the heart and soul of that movie.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that Film Age because I'm not a huge
Peter
Cameron guy,
Jackson's the prime version of Cameron Lucas
but
in day.
I'm
I
not.
will give Peter Jackson an eternal pass because of Dead Alive, otherwise known as Brain Dead in New Zealand.
I still
One
need
of
to
my
see Return of the King. I think I'm just going to watch it by myself because my brother is probably never going to be able to watch it.
so like part of me wants to see the Hobbit movies, but Guillermo del Toro's version. just to see how they would have turned out, because Guillermo del Toro just has such a, I
I
hate
heard
using the
his
term.
Pinocchio was good, but then I heard
He,
the Disney Pinocchio was terrible.
yes. So he's kind of visionary in a degree. Like, I was at one of his panels at Comic-Con,
I think
and
he's got a little bit of Tim Burton in him, a little
a
bit.
little bit. He was fucking hysterical. It was that not alone in the, maybe it was Alone in the Dark, but it was for that movie he did with Katie Holmes in it. And he sits down and he goes, "Oh, do you put chocolate in front of my podium because I'm a fat guy?" And started the panel like that. And he
Oh my
dropped the
god!
F-bomb. And he goes, "Oh, there's a sign here saying please don't curse. There's children in the audience. Oops."
Yeah,
He was
stay
great.
real, Guillermo. I do like him as a personality. Movie wise, I'm kind of split on a lot of his stuff, but
He's done some beautiful movies, like Pan's Labyrinth is a beautiful fucking movie.
I've seen clips that look great. I need to watch that whole movie.
And his Spanish horror movies have been really good if you don't mind watching the subtitles.
Dude, you okay? I was just thinking before. I'm kind of like my brain is racing now because I'm talking to you, of course, but I need to get a list from you of horror movies that I probably haven't seen that I need to watch because I don't know why I've just been hankering for that this week.
So I don't know if Lovecraft's estate will ever let him do it. Yes, Pan's Labyrinth is.
I think Denny Villeneuve and Nolan are god tier directors.
Denny Villeneuve.
I'm biased a little bit, but
Denny Villeneuve to me is the second coming of Ridley Scott.
I like Ridley, but I gotta say, I think Denny's gonna eclipse him.
I'm just saying, for the look of their films and kind of the ingenuity behind it. I mean, technology's caught up, but
sure,
he's the only person I think could have made Blade Runner 2049.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Dune, I know people have go out of their way to shit on the new Dune movie.
I still need to get that Steelbook.
Best Buy had it on sale for $29. The
Steelbook?
Yeah, they still have them in stock.
What? Right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna order that shit. I'm gonna do it right now while we're on stream.
It's worth it just for Hans Zimmer doing the score. They have a documentary in there.
I got both of those scores. I have the sketchbook version of it's like 2 discs, and I have the regular release.
So Neil Blomkamp, he might be the architect of his own destruction. Because fuck, what was that movie?
It says out of stock, Dan. God.
Okay, Black Friday it was in stock.
Son of a bitch.
Target also had them too. Neil Blomkamp, District 9 was an amazing low budget film, and then he did that stupid fucking movie with the robot. I hated.
I think I know which.
It had Die Antwoord in it. It was just not good.
I think there's the UK Dune Steelbook. I'm ordering that because the
4K works in the 4K works in the players.
Yeah, and I actually like that. Blu-ray mine's region free. I found out.
Oh, okay, well, awesome.
Yeah, I bought what was it? Cowboy Bebop, and I was like, it was European. I'm like, you know what? It's cheap. I'll buy it as a test. Fucking works. So I'm down. I had to change the language to English because it comes in like the Chinese or whatever, but it worked, dude. So I'm like, oh sweet, mine's but I read online most of the Best Buy Sony players that I got like mine are not region free. So I must have just lucked out somehow.
There was one in particular that came out recently that just automatically was region free. They just never advertised it as it.
Maybe that's the one. I don't know. It might have been the one.
So in the Hans Zimmer part where he's making the score, he actually had them dropping buckets of sand behind him, so he could hear the sound of it.
God, he's the fucking He's the Stanley Kubrick of scores, man. He is just amazing.
Yeah,
Did
Chappie
you
was.
watch the backstory on what he did for the Joker theme and like all that shit for
Yes, I watched
Batman?
all those little mini
Oh
docs.
my god, dude! Just
So
man.
I'm still angry because I think Blomkamp might have fucked himself by putting out all the thumbnails and everything of the art that he was having made for that Alien movie that didn't get made. Because I think he might have still had a chance to get it made, and then the reaction got Ridley Scott interested again. He's like, well, fuck it, I'm going to make Prometheus.
You know, as far as that movie goes, I didn't really care for it as far as the story and stuff, but it was beautifully shot. I will say that.
So I had that thing of I could have watched another hour of it, but I could have done an hour less. I was in that middle ground of like I was interested, but I also was kind of.
And what's his face that plays the droid? He was fucking awesome.
Yes.
Magneto.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Prometheus was light years better than Covenant.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Covenant was just.
I actually liked Covenant though. I mean, it was all right.
It was entertaining, but it was just like we sent the dumbest motherfuckers out into space.
Well, that's what they do because they want to have the aliens start attacking them, you know. But I don't know. Maybe I might finish this bottle after all.
And then the David Android on David Android kiss, which I heard my female friend who was with me was like, ooh. But I would still say last 5 years, Alita Battle Angel's got to be top 5 for me of just shit that should not have worked. But I left that theater in IMAX going, well, this is going to be huge. And then watching them going, well, it's bombing.
I wish I'd seen it in IMAX. That would have been fucking amazing, I think.
They even re-released it in IMAX and it still fucking tanked.
Wait. Did they? I don't know.
During COVID, for some fucking reason, theaters put it back out in IMAX.
Did I go see that during? No, probably not. I think all I saw was like Tenet, which there was no one in that theater when I went.
So when I went to see Black Panther, there was 10 people in the theater.
Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, I picked a good time.
Nice. Yeah.
So the theater I go to, it's weird because like I have 2 high schools within 5 miles. So I have to.
The Friday nights are probably busy.
So I have to time out when I go to see movies. So like I try to go Thursday night whenever I can.
Yeah.
Although now with my new schedule,
good call.
That's not really a go-to now.
Film Age, what was your most disappointing of the year? What about you, Dan? Or just something you're hyped for that where you're kind of like, that underperformed or something?
I talked about it earlier. There's 2 movies that are super divisive in the horror film community. They're both part of a shared universe, I guess, in a way. So, X.
Yes, I've seen it's either like one extreme or the other. Like there's no middle ground on that.
No, so it is narratively flawed. There's a lot of good concepts and there's some good performances, but it's just flawed. I enjoy it for what it is, but it's not wonderful. Right. But there's people who overlove it, and then there's people who just despise it. So then they put out the prequel, Pearl.
Okay.
Again, flawed.
I heard better things about Pearl, I think, than I did X.
It's a little bit, the story's tighter. Still just a little off. It's Blomkamp.
So Film Age, what was your most disappointing, huh?
An Avatar.
I'm assuming it was probably Way of Water, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not going to the theater to see that movie. I really have no interest, but
it'll be on Disney Plus, so like I don't 2 shits and a popsicle stick to go see it in the theater.
Yeah, when Yeah, and I'll be getting Disney Plus again because Mandalorian will be starting back up. So
So Andor was fantastic,
I
and
heard that. You know
I
what?
just started Willow.
Once I get Disney Plus again, I will start watching Andor. So
But I was a huge Rogue One fan.
yes, me too. Dude, the Rogue One out of the new modern day Star Wars movies is the best still in my opinion.
That was my opinion too. I also so my most disappointing uh, okay, so this can go one of two ways. I was disappointed, but I understood what they were going for. Halloween Ends.
Oh Jesus, that's my number one for sure. Holy shit. I actually like I'm not gonna lie, it sounds sick and twisted, but I like the opening. That was a good open.
Yeah.
That was a fucking great open. Then after that, it just kind of went down fucking hill.
Atlanta TV series. Oh shit. Okay, like I have not barely watched that. Ow.
Greatest show of all time? Whoo, that
Pick for
is
TV
a
series. That might
high
be for
bar.
the listen, my greatest TV show of all time. It'll start an argument, and I don't want to get into it
Why not, Dan? Let's go.
because I need Ryan here.
Oh no. What's your greatest series of all time?
So for me,
The
at least,
Sopranos?
Sopranos is up there.
Yes.
But so
Oh,
Halloween
don't
Ends.
even say The Wire. If you're gonna say The Wire, I'm out. I'm checking out right now.
The first 3 seasons of The Wire are fucking phenomenal.
The second season sucks ass, dude.
So what I love about the second season is that they made it about the kids, and it kind of like changed things up a little bit. Like so I always go to my jumping off of Sons of Anarchy was when they went to fucking Ireland. I was like, this is bullshit. I'm out, man.
You didn't like that? I actually dug that shit.
It just lost me.
Okay. I actually
Like
was telling the guy the other day, I was like, I like the Suns, especially when they started dealing with the Irish.
it
But
was
then
just one of those
after
things.
that, I thought it kind of went downhill a little bit.
So here's the thing: I jumped off of that to start watching Justified, and then I never stopped.
Oh, fuck. Okay. It may not be my favorite show of all time.
Enjoyable as fuck.
I think Justified is the most rewatchable show, if not the rewatchable.
First
It's
2
definitely
seasons.
top 3, dude.
First
Like
are phenomenal.
you can just throw that on and just watch it. It's
especially with
so
Boyd.
good. Yeah, yeah. And the funny thing is, like, he was originally supposed to die after the first episode, and they kept him around because he was so fucking good.
Yeah, like that's one of those shows that it's better than it should, because I remember when it came out, I was like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?"
Yeah.
And then I started watching. I was like, "Oh." Just like Burn Notice that was on USA. Like I started watching a fucking like
I never did watch it. My old roommate watched the shit.
Bruce Campbell was in it, so like I started watching it.
Okay. But it was
That was
Elmore Leonard, I think, that wrote the books, and he
yeah, and then
That guy.
Leverage I watched for a while.
Fucking awesome, man. I'm excited for the spin-off series of Justified. Even though technically the book was a prequel to Justified, this series is going to take place after, but it's still like a similar story, apparently. So.
I also watched The Offer, finally. The making of the Godfather.
He does not say Justified in every episode, but that is something funny you bring up, because I do want to go back and rewatch and count the times that that's said, just to see where it's at. But I need to start rewatching Sopranos again. God damn. Me and Ryan, all we do anymore, like even if we don't talk, we just send each other Sopranos clips like back and forth. It's so funny.
John might be Silvio.
I don't know. He's too well.
He's not Paulie.
No, he's not Paulie. I was gonna say maybe Silvio is a little too serious for John, but yeah, I don't know though. I think Ralph is Fire Guy. That's a hot take right there. If Fire Guy sees this, he's gonna message me like, "What the fuck?"
Bearded is Spider from Goodfellas.
Oh, jeez.
Christopher Jr.
I don't know. I think Beard is kind of like Big Puss.
maybe I'm more of a Silvio, especially at the end. We're fucking talking about cheese. The fuck you...
Oh, God, it's such a great show. It only gets better with age, too. It really does.
I remember everybody pissed off about the end.
Dude, I'm not going to lie, the first year, I think, I was pissed off about the end. I actually thought then my cable went out, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Am I going to miss the ending? And I was like checking shit, and I'm like, no, it still works. And I go back, still black. And then all of a sudden the music starts. I'm like, what the fuck?
But it makes sense because if he got whacked,
totally.
But it's the androgynous ending of like, well, fuck, like.
No, it's everything leads up to that point when he has that conversation with the fuck is the big fat guy's name with Junior.
Oh,
can't remember his name now.
I know why Ralph keeps coming up. I don't know what the fuck.
He did that podcast with Christopher Moltisanti. Oh my god, what the fuck was his character's name? It's gonna piss the shit out of me here. Bobby Bacala. Bobby Bacala.
I'm trying to think of the actor. He used to go on Stern Show constantly.
Steve Sharippa.
Yes.
Yeah. I knew his real name. I was just trying to think of his character name, but yeah, Bobby Bacala, and they're in the boat and they're talking about, yeah, you probably don't even hear it, right? And it's like, oh my god. Like rewatching it since it ended, it's perfect every time, I think. So yeah, when it first happened, I was kind of pissed. I didn't like it, but actually recently, spoiler alert, David Chase has confirmed that that's a hit on Tony. They actually filmed the death scene. There was a behind the scenes photo of James Gandolfini in a bloody bowling shirt that he had on from the restaurant.
Ryan's AJ.
What's that?
Ryan's AJ.
Oh man, that's harsh.
Yeah, I might be more of a Sylvia.
Oh shit. I think Jen's a Meadow.
No!
Hell yeah, dude. She's a Meadow. She's a strong fucking girl.
She's not a Janice.
I don't think we know any Carmelos, thank God. I don't know.
It's definitely not Tessa.
No.
Phil Leotardo. Frank Vincent. Carmine Lupertazzi.
Phil.
Actually, like, we could... Is John's wife a Carmelo?
Nah. She's smarter than Carmelo.
Is it Mrs. Bearded?
I don't know Mrs. Bearded that well. So.
Yeah, I don't either. Just her randomly posting shit about Bearded cackling. John Cha-Cha, CRC, LB.
Oh, now will be the time to plug it, I guess. I'm back on Snapchat, I guess.
Oh, God.
But, yeah. It's just my same as my YouTube and my Twitter, so.
I don't do Snapchat.
I haven't done it for like 3 years, but I have a very select few group of friends that do, so I don't know. The only thing I like about it, like I was telling my brother,
so I'm sorry. Apparently John Cena popped up on WWE the other day, and he has a giant fucking bald spot now.
Huh?
Yeah,
John Cena?
yeah.
The fuck?
They're literally putting a 2, then his bald spot, and then 2-3 after it.
Like, is it legit or he just shaved it or something?
It looks legit. Like it's
Is
just
it from
thinned
all the
out.
steroids or what?
I don't know. Like he's still wearing jorts in the
I mean,
ring.
not saying that, just speculating here, but what the fuck? Oh my god.
And this is like on the tail of knowing about Hash Brown Heather.
Huh?
Okay, so I'm a huge proponent of watching Twitter videos of Waffle House fights.
Oh, dear God.
So there was this ginger Waffle House cook there, this girl, and she was in a fight with customers. Customers threw a chair at her. She blocked it with one arm and then started doing this. Got another chair thrown at her. So the internet immediately made anime characters of her, and they call her Hash Brown Heather.
Jesus.
Um,
Gingers don't have souls, though, so I guess it's not too hard.
and the quote was, "You think a chair is enough to beat a Waffle House employee?" Like, it's literally the greatest fight I've ever watched at a Waffle House, and I've watched someone get power bombed through a fucking table at a Waffle House.
Dude, wasn't there someone who got shot at a Waffle House that was on video once?
I'm sure there was.
Jesus. I don't know
And you
why
know what?
Waffle House is so it's like the new bar fight scene or something.
Two types of employees you don't want to fuck with: Popeyes employees and Waffle House employees.
Dude,
They've been through COVID chicken sandwich fights.
this last year, and this is freaking Iowa, like where the Facebook headquarters, the Facebook storage facility, blah blah blah, is Altoona, Iowa. Someone drove their SUV through a Popeyes. It was a police chase that like ended at a Popeyes, and I'm just like, oh my.
We had a fireworks store in down about 15 miles from me. Someone drove into it and blew up their car in the entire fireworks place.
Yes, man. Damn.
So like this kid who worked with me overnights, his dad was a fireman, so he always kept a scanner with him just in case his dad was. And he's going, it's been going on for 2 hours and the fireworks haven't stopped.
Wow.
It was a giant fucking warehouse superstore of fireworks.
You know what's funny is when I lived in Chicago, I used to listen to the Chicago PD scanner going to sleep sometimes.
That's what this kid, he's like, oh yeah, I use it like it's ASMR. I was like, that's
yeah, kind of like, I don't know
shit.
what it is, dude, but like, I guess Chicago, of course, they got a lot of violent crime, but it's like I think it was the second most
doesn't sound like the
popular,
Chicago I've heard about.
Well,
I mean, it was only politicized for like 3 years. How they had the highest murder rate.
I will say it's usually relegated to a certain section of Chicago, but it's still the Chicago PD scanner. Holy shit, it's just funny to listen to at night, especially. But I still sometimes I'll throw it on just to kind of reminisce. But
I mean, I live in Florida, so like you'll hear the weirdest fucking shit. Like
I saw a headline the other day, Florida woman, and I'm like, oh, this is the new trend. It's no longer Florida man, it's Florida woman.
So they have
insurance. Crazy. I don't remember what she did.
They have insurance commercials that actually like make fun of Florida man now, where the guy's like, "Oh, my samurai sword got stolen." And sadly, like that is a real Florida man story that was down here with a guy with a samurai sword who tried to kill an alligator and got his leg bitten off.
Jesus. Can you insure samurai swords? I don't.
Probably not.
I was gonna say Florida. I remember when I worked for Nationwide. Florida, dude, there was not very many places or things we could cover. Like I'm pretty sure Nationwide was like maybe a very limited section of Florida that we would actually cover shit in.
Yeah. There's actually a huge investigation going down with insurance companies just randomly dumping people's home insurance
Yeah.
without warning.
I can say I don't, as long when I was there, Nationwide never did that shit, but they did
It's
raise rates a lot on
so it's
some.
mostly Florida. So now, like, they're like, well, your roof's 10 years old. Bye.
Yeah. I've heard that about other companies
Yeah.
for sure.
It's actually like every company now. And
Oh,
it's only
I'm
for
sure.
Florida
Yeah.
because
I
we
mean,
have
I've been
so
out of the
many.
game for
Yeah, we have so many hurricanes and
4,
everything.
5, 6 years. 6 years? Yeah, 6 years.
But it's been a weird year. Like,
Ooh, 14 minutes till midnight here.
yeah, like it's been a really fucking weird year.
Yeah. I'm I don't know. I'm pretty at peace with a lot of things now. So uh,
So
I don't
I've
hate 2022, but it wasn't really a great year either. I don't know. It just kind of like
I,
whatever.
I feel
It
like it
was
was
what it
my
was.
growing up year, if that's possible for a
You know what?
46
I
year old.
kind of feel the same.
So
Actually, the
like
last couple years have been my growing up years. So
past 2 weeks, I've learned a lot about myself because I'm back on day shift.
how's that going, by the way? I've been meaning to text you about it, but like I said, I kind of took a break.
Yeah, so I have to run into another individual quite a bit. Both of us
Individual. Who is this individual?
both of us have been threatened that if
Jesus.
there's any trouble that both of us will be fired.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Um I realized that whatever hate I had has turned into pity
There you go. That's good.
because I see what she's doing to her current fiance and probably fucking up her kids. I will never forgive, I will never forget, but when I look at that person, I don't see them in any way with any positive emotion.
Well, good, man.
And
I
again,
mean,
I've been threatened.
yeah, and I mean, I know it's easy to say, but like, uh, yeah, if you have the choice to not waste your energy on certain people, don't do it. Save it for other things, other people, because it's
Yeah, no, it's just been like weirdly humorous because like everybody in the store was like, "Oh my god, he's back."
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's high school shit.
It was very
Basically.
close to like me cutting a wrestling promo over the intercom in the store.
E-
Finally,
Every
the
place
Dan
has
has
that.
come back. Today shift.
Every place has that. Everybody has that. Even in my job, to some extent, has that. Like,
It's
and you
like
know what? It's just, yeah, it is what it is. I
this
mean,
little Filipino girl, like who works at the front, who used to work with my ex. I walked in, and she goes, "Why are you here?" I was like, "I'm working." She's like, the other person's here." I was like, "Yeah,"
the other person.
and she goes, "So you're okay with it?" I was like, "I don't give a fuck." And she's like, "Okay." And she can't pronounce my name, so she always calls me Don.
What? How hard does it say Dan?
She's from the Philippines, so like
I know, but
just
I
I
work
I
with.
don't question it. I tried purposely to piss her off one day to see if she'd say my name correct when she was mad.
Huh.
Didn't work.
Maybe it's just the accent that makes her sound like different. I don't know.
It could be.
Because I worked with plenty of Filipinos, and especially in Chicago, but then also here in Iowa. But I don't know. They usually seem pretty apt to adapt to pronunciations and whatnot.
I haven't heard her mess up any other person's name except for mine.
Maybe she just doesn't know.
I don't know. Like it just makes me laugh. But like she was like kind of cutely funny about it today, and I was like, yeah, like whatever.
I wish Jen would at least be in the chat. I just wanted to say hey to her.
Yeah, no, like she's going through it.
You send her a message for me because just let her know that.
She might watch in the replay. I don't know. Like again, like I didn't want to push it. I just said,
Yeah,
when I was going through my shit, it helped me to kind of just come on and bullshit about stuff. She's like, yeah, nah, I can't.
I feel that.
But at least I got to finally hang out with Gambit after 3 months.
Nice.
Even though it was on just in virtual like this.
Yeah, like tonight or
No, last week we did a show on Lobo.
Oh, okay, dude. Did you hear the news about Jason Momoa?
Yeah, we were talking
Did you
about
talk
that.
about it?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go back and watch that then, because
he was just like, well, there's no other dude who.
No.
Yeah,
he epitomizes Lobo, in my opinion.
I remember when they joked around about Danny Trejo playing.
You know, if he were younger, like even
like
around
30 years ago,
the Heat days, like 25 years ago, I could see that. But
no,
now
like
he's just way too old.
We'd get like 30 years ago, be like Lorenzo Lamas in his Renegade days. Reno Reigns, Renegade.
I gotta go back and watch. But like I said, YouTube does not notify me anymore. What the fuck of your shit? So I gotta like search it out. Even like subscriptions, whatever notices.
So I don't get any. I don't get any notifications for John, Burke, anybody.
Now that you say that, the only person I get notifications for is Burke, and I wonder if that's because I used to be a member. Now I'm not, but I used to be.
That could be, or
but
it also could be because
you know what? I haven't got John's notifications in probably a month either.
I don't get No Goods. I don't get anything from Rod.
I will say I still have Rod. I don't know if I have No Good anymore because I did unfortunately unfollow a lot of people on YouTube because I'm kind of revamping my shit. So you weren't one of them. John wasn't one of them.
I have two accounts. I have my personal account, which I have all my shit I just watch personally. And then this account where I follow back everybody.
See, I don't think I have the other account followed.
No, I have nothing on there except for what I watch.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to do the same thing too because I'm actually, spoiler alert for 2023, I think I'm finally, after like 2 years, going to do shit on my own channel, but it's a completely different name. And I don't know if I'm going to do videos. I think it might just be voiceovers. So I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I got a completely different name, different email. And I'm not going to follow anybody on that account. I think I'm just going to post shit. So
the voiceover stuff is actually super easy.
Yeah, dude. And like right now, I'm probably not very good with my voice, but when I did customer service, I can kind of turn it on. So
two people I noticed have some of the best voiceover stuff. Albert Loves Comics and Zen Multiverse. Because I started following Zen Multiverse after being on Robert's channel, the G Spot, and I started seeing some of his stuff. I was like, okay, like he's got this shit.
I think I still have him followed. Another spoiler alert. I actually found someone locally that's probably going to buy my whole comic collection. So that's another thing on the horizon. Yeah. I was going to maybe go to a shop or try to do it online and blah, blah, blah. But both of those options are way too
time intensive,
time spendy. So like, yeah, there's a buddy at work that I was talking to him like, yeah, I'm not looking to try to sell some of my collectibles and most of my comic collection and blah, blah. He's like, oh, well, how much you want? And then we talked about a number and I'm like, yeah, I'd probably do minimum this, maybe maximum that. And I'm probably going to try to go through it. But now I'm just thinking, I'm not even going to go through my collection. I'm just going to sell it to him for that minimum number and just say, fuck it. Because one, it's going to be still more than what a comic shop would get me, which is like pennies on the fucking book, which that's bullshit. So fuck that. And then two, trying to source it out and like price it out and sell it on eBay over time would just take forever and a lot of my time, which I don't have. So yeah, I'm kind of finding like a middle ground there. Just, well, I'm probably going to lose some money, but I'm going to make more money than I'm losing, obviously, because it's just sitting in my closet right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep like maybe 1 or 2 short boxes of stuff, but other than that, like the other 15 or 20 boxes are just going to be gone. So I'm just, yeah. So I still love the hobby, and I still follow some people in the hobby like John and Zen Multiverse and you, and even I think what's that main guy
That
like?
bearded guy.
No, I think I might. I unfollowed Mrs. Bearded because I don't know. It's kind of weird. She's married and like Instagram. Like I'm trying to unfollow the yeah, just like people I don't know very well on there. So
I unfollowed a bunch of people who were just like whatnot sellers, and I'm like, I don't even
that
know why
too.
the fuck
Yeah,
I followed them back. Like
that
I
too.
just, and
The
then
only
there's
whatnot seller I think I still follow is Comic Man Andy because I've actually had like a partial relationship with him as far as like
so
comics, and
I got
he
into a
bought
weird
comics for
thing.
me, and so yeah.
Um, the guy One True Nerd King and Rage Theo, who are on Instagram, started a channel called Comics and Chaos, and I was like, that's weirdly really too close to
To
Chaos and
Chris,
Comics.
yeah, Chris
Yeah, I'm
Chaos and
just,
Comics, which I still follow him just because that guy cracks me up sometimes. But
yeah, like I've had some conversations with him that like I so I need to have him and Ryan on at the same time just to
oh
have the contrarian off.
fuck, that would be amazing. I would sit back in the peanut gallery and just watch that shit. That would be amazing.
Because like at times I feel like Chris just sits back waiting to be a dick just to be
Oh
a
yeah,
dick. And
yeah.
he might not even believe what he's saying, but he'll just say it
You
to
don't have
like,
to feel that way. That's just, I think that's just how he is.
and like I 100% like John called it out once before. He's like, Ryan's gonna come in here for Batman the
Oh
animated
yeah,
movie and he's gonna do this. And I was like, you gotta be no, never mind.
dude.
And then just seeing Bearded get upset.
There is no way, dude. That Batman animated movie, it might be the greatest Batman movie of all time.
It's really fucking good. And the animated follow-up to that would be Return of the Joker.
Yes, yes,
For Batman Beyond, which was really
yes.
good.
Very. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So getting into the DCU stuff that James Gunn's like, tearing up and people are pissed about, whatever. I'm like in between. I'm not really sure where he's going with it yet, but if he cancels his own shit and just totally reboots it, I'm down. But if he selects a certain few things that will still be in continuity, I'm kind of against that. But I do like that he's keeping the stuff that's separate, like Joker.
Yes, and the Batman is
The
going to have its
Batman,
own.
which even though I'm not a fan of, I respect that there are a lot of fans of that, and like you keep that separate.
Also,
But as
Matt
far as
Reeves
the
is on it.
continuity goes,
Matt Reeves is
if
on a 3-movie
if
contract.
he totally reboots the continuity, that's awesome. But if he still keeps like Suicide Squad and other stuff, and then kind of mixes
Well,
it,
Suicide Squad. The great thing about Suicide Squad is they're all replaceable.
True, this is true.
So
I just
like you can switch
I hope he sticks to his guns and
so also
reboot
Suicide
stuff.
Squad or Peacemaker, you can still keep on HBO Max and just be its
Like a
own
separate.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, separate thing I'm cool with, but if he still tries to meld that into the DCU, I'm not cool with that.
Peacemaker was too successful as an HBO Max show
Because
that
some of those characters have interacted with DCU characters,
yes,
and I'm like, you can't have those characters if you're going to reboot the other ones. So,
especially John Cena.
which you know what? Maybe I'm not giving him enough credit. He probably realizes that, so he probably will keep it separate, which I hope he does. But
I think he has to. Like,
yeah,
it's just.
But the Joker, the sequel, I gotta say, I'm not.
It's weird.
The fact that I hate musicals, first of all, it's my least favorite movie.
By the way, it's midnight.
Oh, it's midnight here. It's
Yeah.
2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked at my clock like, holy shit.
Yeah, I just looked up. I was like, oh, it's
The last time I looked, it was 15 minutes ago. I'm like, holy shit. Cheers.
cheers.
Yeah, fuck you, 2022.
Fucking bitch.
Oh shit, you're gonna get ratioed for that.
I like okay, so here's some weird truth shit. So there is another YouTuber in his little clique that have hit the down button on all my shit.
You know what though? I've heard that whether it's downs or wait, I thought they did away with the down button.
It's still there, but you don't see it in studio anymore, but it's still there.
I heard that any engagement though, whether it's down or up, is actually good. Like it helps your.
So for a while that was happening. Plus, the girl I was
Who was
with,
that was down?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, well you can
They're
message,
all,
you can message me and let me know because I want to
they're
know.
all part of an army.
You can message me and let me know so I can
PCP army.
the legs on this thing.
Hang out with Manny, but not with Manny.
Wait, Manuel,
Mhm. Yeah,
no
his
way.
members of his crew.
Oh, maybe I have an idea. I don't know. You're gonna have to message me though, because
There's 3 of them out of the 7.
It's a new year, so I gotta know what's going on.
And then my ex, her ex-husband was, which I mean he has every right to, because I was fucking his wife, so like I'm gonna give him a pass on doing it. I know he was doing it though.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Like I mean he probably had every right to shoot me in the fucking face. Probably her too.
I don't know about that, but I understand the down.
Yeah. I mean it's passive aggressive, but like
Yeah.
I know she was doing it for a while as well. Yeah. I'm sure there's many others. Like Jen and I somehow managed to piss people off by saying that people should be treated like people.
God damn you guys.
A guy left a comment saying that being so woke was making half our hair fall out.
Huh?
He was saying that because we were shaved our heads, that our hair fell out because we were so woke.
Was this Ethan Van Sciver that commented on
No. This was some rando dude. So okay. I just did the passive aggressive, hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah, dude. Burke did that, and when I saw that one time to this guy that was just being a total fucking douchebag, I was like, you know what? Once I start creating my shit, anybody ever does that, I'm just gonna be like, hey, thanks for watching.
I did the winky eye too.
It's the best fucking retort to that shit, dude.
The guy who got me started drum dums, he at one point started actually like engaging. Like, so I said, you're the worst reviewer. He's like, your mom gave me a thumbs up. Like, just start doing your mom jokes and like
your mom. Oh, dude, that's so classic.
Like it was dumb shit like that. I was like, huh, that's fucking stupid. Oh, did you watch any of those? We watched the movie reviews I sent you.
Huh?
The Tombstone review and the Mark Wahlberg Fear review for that one channel with those guys from Kentucky when we were talking about reviews that like review channels that were like.
I don't think you sent those to me.
I did. I sent them in chat after you sent me that one channel's reviews, the Physical Collectors.
In Instagram chat?
Yeah. Yeah, one was Revenge of the Action
movie. Was I drunk that night?
Possibly.
Okay, because maybe I just totally.
Because it was one of them was Bloodsport, one was Revenge of the Action movie, Tombstone, and then the other one was Mark Wahlberg's Fear.
Dude, I did not. I did not see those. You're gonna have to resend those to me.
Oh no, they're in the chat. Like if you scroll up like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I think that might have been a night I got pretty blasted.
Okay, that might make sense. But like
I think actually I was looking at the messages and I passed out with my phone in my hand. So yeah, for sure.
I'd love to say I've never done that. I've done the iPad like.
Oh God. No, like I was, just scrolling, and then just fall asleep. Yep, it happens.
I've done it. I've done a lot of shit. I passed out during a fucking show.
Uh, I did that during Jabroni's Remembrance stream, which
Uh,
a few people actually caught the end of that real late and grilled me on it. But luckily, hey, Jeffrey
Yo,
Comic Con, what is up, brother?
did Bueller leave your parking lot?
Yeah, did Bueller leave your driveway? Is that
Driveway.
why you're? Dude, you should send an invite to Jeffrey, man. I like that guy. He's good.
I'm gonna be getting off of here soon because I've been up since way
You
too
got to
early.
work tomorrow?
No, but like
Oh.
I got 4 hours sleep and then I went to work and then I got off of work and then did this.
Oh.
Because
Well,
so like
maybe you could
I
just
know
let me
he's
and
still got another hour before.
maybe you could just
Oh,
let me and Jeffrey stay on your stream, and you could
he's
just
in
go
the
to
desert
sleep.
now.
Yeah, he is in the desert. I saw his Instagram post, so he's definitely
Watch,
in the desert.
he'll end up in Chaos and Comics driveway.
Oh, damn it, Jeffrey! If you go live later, man, message me because I might be up for a while. I had a whole freaking 24-ounce of Mountain Dew Zero, which I don't. The last couple months, I've been on like zero caffeine, so
Oh,
I feel like I'm gonna be up to like 4 a.m. So
I might have to get a hold of
pretty
Jeffrey at
wired.
some point because at some point I'm going to do the Comics We Love episode on the Hulk, and I know like he's
Ooh.
one of the biggest Hulk fans.
Yeah.
Him
Yeah,
and Morbius.
I was gonna sneakily get some Hulk books for him, and I asked him like, "Hey, what numbers do you need?" Blah
The
blah blah.
expensive
Blah.
ones.
And then like he sent me the list, and I was like watching it, and then a couple weeks went by or something, and then he was talking about what he got, and I'm like, "Damn it,
Oof.
I was gonna send those." So
Yeah, that'll take you right out of the game.
oh, that sucks, man. Just use your phone. Who cares? Just use your phone.
When I tried to stream on my phone, my battery ran down so fast.
I don't know if don't you have to. So I don't have StreamYard, but if you're like on YouTube, can you have people on? I don't
I'm pretty sure you can.
like
I'm
one
not
person
100%.
or something.
I've never tried doing it through just straight YouTube. Because before I started doing it, the only person I ever did a stream with was Nat, and it was through Google Hangouts.
I think she's one of the like maybe 3 female comic people I still follow. Tessa's one, Nat, and I think Jen. I think that's fucking it on Instagram. Those 3.
There's a couple. I think Shy Comic Girl I still follow. Candace Barbosa from Chicago.
I think I may have unfollowed Shy Comic Girl, and I think I unfollowed Bird City Comics too.
There's a few that I follow still, like, and it's
that sucks, Jeffrey.
Yeah. When you ever get your computer fixed, I'll hold out on that one. Because
whenever you get your computer fixed, we gotta go live.
I got a lot of
Hulk I need
to nerd out about.
I need to do 2023 live with Jeffrey for sure. So
I know I feel bad. Like I haven't talked to Rod in forever either. Like
has he? Has he been doing stuff on his channel? Because I haven't seen notifications from him either.
I haven't either.
Just text me. What? Oh, he did just text me. Oh, you got a new number? Oh,
you didn't do a who this?
I was gonna be like, who this? But he said in his message that it's him. So, all right. Did you go with Mint Mobile? You gotta get Mint Mobile, baby. That's the shit. Ryan Reynolds' cell phone service, dude. I used to have okay, so I have Verizon, then I had T-Mobile, and now I'm at Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is the fucking best.
Well,
they
use all the
same Mint Mobile. Hell yeah,
they use all the same towers.
Yeah, it uses the same. Yeah, it uses the same shit. Like, dude, I've only had one night in 2 years where it was kind of throttled. Other than that, it's been the same as T-Mobile, and it's like a 10th of the price. So Ryan Reynolds knows what the fuck he's doing. So. That's all I'm gonna say about
They're
that.
like, hey, do commercials and we'll cut you in for a major amount. Okay.
Dude, I will do commercials for Mint Mobile. I fucking will for sure. Ryan Reynolds, I know you're watching. Mint Mobile sponsor right here. Once I get videos on my channel, for sure.
I can't even crack the 421 number now.
Yeah,
Like
I
I'm
don't fucking
stuck.
understand that because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some people that I'm like, why do they have more?
Because I don't kiss up to anybody and I don't really guest on many people's
And
shows because
plus
of my
they're
schedule.
ratioing the fuck out of you, I guarantee it. So
I mean, probably.
yeah,
And
no
plus, like,
doubt.
I don't stick to one subject, so like, I'm not doing just straight comics. So it's
Also, I watched a couple business guys that were giving me like some tips, and apparently, like shorts and shorter videos are more. So the longer stream, longer form content, they're not really promoting that at all.
yeah.
The
I
way
mean,
you get into that is you do a bunch of shorts, and then eventually they promote your long form content. But
that's just
yeah,
more
I mean,
work.
whatever. I mean, you do what you got to do.
It's just more work I don't want to do.
Just do what you do. I wouldn't worry about it.
I had gotten a nice compliment after the
Hey,
last.
HK wifey, I haven't seen her in a while. How you
Oh,
doing?
Sheena!
How you doing?
Happy New Year, Sheena, or
Happy New
almost New
Year.
Year for you, Sheena, because you're out in Vegas.
Oh wait, is that Sheena the Geek? Is it the same
Yeah,
girl?
she the geek.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, she's HK
Never
wifey.
mind. I have seen her on Instagram, which she's one of the few comic women I still follow too.
Yeah, her and Inja do a little manga show every week on Instagram that now that I'm working days, I can actually like catch during my lunch because I was on lunch and all of a sudden I saw they went live. I was like, oh, hey, I'm at
Nice.
least gonna drop in and say hi.
Yeah.
Which is weird, actually being like not like just waking up when they're going live.
Yeah, I got to get me a new cheaper apartment and then yeah, get online more. So
Um. So yeah, I'm at 2 hours and 13 minutes.
oh geez, you hit the 2 hour mark. You hate that. You really want to
No,
slow it
like
down.
I'm just cooked. It's been a long fucking day. Thank you, Sheena. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, everyone that popped in, and we got to ring out in the new year in 2 different time zones.
Yeah, if there's anybody still in here, I think I might go live on my channel.
Oh,
So if you want to chat and talk about bullshit in the new year, stop on by.
and I've
If
got
not,
to go.
that's cool too. I don't really care.
I've got to go to sleep because I'm fucking toast.
Oh, that's right. You're West Coast. You still got 2 hours. You fucking
Yeah,
You're
they're all
so in the past. You fucking West Coaster. God damn it.
That means John's gonna be going live in 2 hours.
Yeah, John. Is he
Kids
gonna
are in
go
bed.
live? If John goes live, I'm probably gonna get on there. I'm not gonna lie.
He
I'm gonna
never
message
goes
him
live.
to see if
So
he's
like
gonna
him
go
and
live.
he had me, Jen, and Chaos and Comics on 2 years ago to talk about Ten of Swords from X-Men on New Year's Eve. Chris was in his garage like always.
Nice.
And he's like, I gotta go. My kids are screaming from the fireworks. Good night, guys.
Oh yeah.
Like wife came in the garage and knocked and got him in.
Oh shit! Is G-Man going live tonight?
He said that the 2 weeks ago is his last for the year.
But this is a new year though.
Not well
For G-Man, because he usually goes on at midnight.
I don't know. Like normally
So
he'll start
technically,
sending me
though,
links.
probably he's not doing tonight either, though.
Probably not.
No, that sucks.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna head out. Thank you, everybody. It was great hanging out and talking some shit, even though 45 minutes of the beginning was me just ranting into the ether.
I gotta go back and watch that. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, it was a fucking mess. Like I'm just like looking for subjects. Like, hold on. Wait, what's coming out in 20? I did do a homage to how much I love Jason Statham and how I can't wait to watch the Meg Part 2.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the first one. I probably never will.
He's fighting a Chronosaurus. I don't know what the fuck that is, but he's fighting it.
Awesome.
Uh,
I mean,
I,
yeah. All right.
and the Timothy Chalamet Wonka movie, I don't know what the fuck to think of that.
Did you see it?
No, it's
Or
coming out next year.
oh, for some reason I thought that already came out and it like bombed, but okay.
It's just a screenshot.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either.
I was like, oh, it's Twink Wonka.
I just yep,
I'll
I
get
like the
restricted.
original, so I don't know.
Honestly, that original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is scary as fuck. It's
Mm-hmm.
borderline a horror movie.
Yeah.
And then Tim Burton did his, and I went back to not liking Tim Burton again.
A lot of people, or not a lot, I would say 50-50 on some people actually like that one. But
I just feel his movies are kind of the same. It's probably because Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter and
oh
every
yeah,
fucking one of
that's
them.
definitely why for sure.
Probably. Okay, so we are out. Happy New Year, and we will be back for Celluloid and Scotch at some point this month. We're working on talking with Bearded and doing everything everywhere all at once, and John's Comics. Could be something else. Who knows? I don't know. Like, we never know till we actually go and do it.
We definitely got to do the everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Just don't know when, and we've kind of talked about our favorites of 2022, so we could just put that one to rest.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, it's 2023. Fuck 2022. Let's go.
all right, guys. Good night. Bye bye.
Peace.